Hello, I'm Geoff Ellsworth from the TowneDandies, and today I'm going to be reading a story. It's a ballet story called The Winter Palace. It's a book that I illustrated and translated from the original Russian. The Winter Palace, Act 1, The Arrival. Have you heard of the remarkable Russian ballerina Katerina Yurovskaya Alekina Pashmina? She's the star of the Russian Imperial Ballet in Moscow, who stands gracefully upon her little tippy toes and is wonderful at leaping about. She is revered throughout the world as an exquisite dancer, and she enraptures audiences with her thrilling performances in such classically wonderful ballets as Arabian Duck Lake and The Sleeping Butterfly. Now, every winter, after a demanding season of ballet performances all around the world, Katerina would return from Moscow by train to the ornate winter palace of her ancestry, deep within a Russian forest, somewhere between St. Petersburg and Minsk. It was here at the Winter Palace that her great aunt, the famous ballet mistress Maldiva Elizaveta Fedorovna, I think. Geez, these Russian names can be very difficult to pronounce. Anyway, it was here at the Winter Palace that Katerina's great aunt would refresh her in the fundamentals of ballet. This year, much like the year before and the year before that, when Katerina disembarked from the train at the small village station near the Winter Palace, it was frigid, wintry weather. It was snowing, there were icicles everywhere, and it was getting dark early. There was also some fog, and it was raining. Oh, and the wind was blowing as well. Katerina had traveled with a huge stack of luggage, boxes and boxes of ballet slippers, tutus, and little ballerina hats. Fortunately, she had also remembered to pack a warm coat, some rain boots, and an umbrella. So it was a good idea to bring those things along when traveling in Russia in the wintertime. After the train ride, Katerina traveled by sleigh to the Winter Palace, where inside it was quite warm and comfortable. There she was greeted by her great aunt Maldiva and her two great uncles, the Grand Dukes Alexei and Sasha, who wore elaborate military-style uniforms with big tall hats that had feathers sticking out on the top. The Grand Dukes were the kind of guys who liked riding their bicycles around inside the huge palace, and they were always bumping into things like antiques and harpsichords and each other. There were a lot of bicycle accidents inside the Winter Palace. And there were also some dogs that lived in the palace, white dogs with black spots. You know what they call this kind of dog? That's right, a Dalmatian. And there were also some long little ones with spots on them, sort of like a Dalmatian wiener dog. Anyway, in the Winter Palace ballroom, a grand ball was given in honor of Katerina's arrival. Many royal relatives from all over Europe and Russia came, and they danced under the opulent crystal chandeliers of the great palace hall. The Gordonovs were there, all the way from the Ukraine. Now, I'm not sure if the Gordonovs are actually related or royal, but they brought with them some really splendid champagne and excellent apple cider, which they're famous for in the Ukraine. Now, here is where the Ukraine is on a map in relation to Russia. Anyway, everyone had a wonderful time at the ball, dancing waltzes and rumbas and the cha-cha-cha. They even did the mazurka, a traditional Slavic dance that goes something like this. Anyway, they all stayed up late and felt terrible in the morning.
Please continue to Act 2 of The Winter Palace. Simply click on the link below to The Winter Palace, Act 2.